Well, welcome back, friends, to the Polished Podcast. We hope you're enjoying this conversation we're having today with our guest, Kendra Ramirez. And now it's time to add a dash of spontaneity and a sprinkle of fun to the show. It's time for Ask Me Anything. Kendra, this is how it works. This is a chance for us to peel back the layers and get to know the woman that's behind the work, the quirks behind the expertise. And I'm going to ask you just a few questions that we've curated, and we're just going to follow our curiosity to know more about you. Are you up for it?
I'm down. Nervous.
All right.
Really down.
I had a feeling you would be. Okay. So, you're into technology. AI is definitely a big deal right now. It has been such a gift to personally in the work that I do. If you had a personal AI assistant with its own unique personality, what would you name it? And what tasks would you entrust it with in your daily life?
Oh, gosh. Oh, I love this. This is so fun. I immediately think of, like, in college, my friends called me K-Rock. That was just like my short. So I think I would call, my AI K-Rock. And to me, K-Rock is like, that's super confident, like knows all the answers. And I would train it in that personality, just, again, super confident and creating kind of like my second brain. It would be a place where I just like dump all the things in my head in there and then get to interact with it. I think that would be really, really fun. So kind of like Beyonce has her, her
alter ego, Sasha Fierce. Ego. Yes. Yeah.
K-Rock would be my alter ego. I love it.
Oh, I love that, Kendra. That's the perfect answer. Oh, Kendra, I'm curious. Do you have like a guilty pleasure TV show or movie that you just absolutely love?
Oh, goodness. I don't know. I might get in trouble for this, but like,
it's okay.
I love the series Suits.
Really?
It's
okay.
An older series.
Yes.
That it was just so good. My husband and I just really enjoyed, watching it. And so, it was definitely one of those fun things. But I would say, something I won't get in trouble for is like, I love Chosen. Like, I just love that series so much.
Yes.
Like, it just brings the Bible to life and like knowing, Matthew's like awkwardness through it all and Simon's, stubbornness. And I'm like, like it just brings it to life for me. And so I love that series so much.
Oh, that's so cool. I'll have to, I know about Suits. It's on Netflix, I think, right now. I just have, there's just so much content out there. There's not enough time to watch it all. So I'm just like, okay, noted. I'm going to add that to when I get into a show hole, if you will, add that to my list. That's cool. Okay. Well, I have one final question for you, Kendra. What's the most valuable lesson that life has taught you so far?
Ooh. Most valuable lesson. Man, we shared so many. Like, these are like so many.
I know.
I think that, and it was throughout our conversation is like, I always would get stuck on feeling like a failure, right? Like school was hard. So I didn't feel smart because I was like, gosh, I must be really dumb because this is hard. I mean, I had to work really hard through school. So I used that story. I told myself that story for years of like, you're not smart. You're not smart. I'm like, no, I just learned differently. So in understanding and changing the language from feeling like a failure to, no, I'm just learning. You're not failing. You're just learning. So I always say I have multiple degrees, street degrees in learning, right? Like, and sometimes I've had to learn the hard way. And so instead, I think that's really probably that commonality and that thread throughout my whole career has been like shifting the language of I'm learning.
I like that. It's a reframe on failure because, is failure really a thing or is it just a new learning experience? Like, okay, that didn't work and let's get up and do that again. And that's just a really great reframe for all of us. So thank you so much for sharing that. We are all still learning together. Well, Kendra, thank you so much for sharing those little pieces and those little nuggets with us. But here's the thing, friends, we want you to be a part of the conversation. We want your burning questions, your curious musings, your wild wonderings about our guests. So if there's something you just always wanted to ask, now is your chance. And you can learn more about those opportunities at our website, polishednetwork.org. Be a Polished Podcast MVP and send in those questions today. You'll get a mention and you're going to get insight to the guests that we have on our show. So we just can't wait to dive in and send in those questions today.